The 2018 Jacob Hespeler Hawks senior football team won their first ever high school team title by capturing the Ontario OFSAA honors in convincing style. They beat the Gananoque Trojans 48-0 in the Central Bowl in Ottawa. Coached by a dedicated group, they had previously been to the OFSAA finals twice, but they fell short. However, in 2018, they had one of the strongest high school teams ever assembled in the province, if not the country. They gained strength throughout the season and won their 6th consecutive WCSSAA and 3rd straight, these are a lot of letters, CWOSSA titles. Their team was grateful for the support they received, and you've heard this over and over again from their parents, the Yellow Jacket crew. To the Yellow Jacket crew, the community, and of course the school staff and their fellow students. We're going to get them out of the sun right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2023 Jacob Hespeler Senior Football Team into the Cambridge Sports Hall of Fame, and Coach Greg White will get out of the sunshine and up to the podium.
Please excuse my hat, I just wanted to relive the moment. This is exactly what I was wearing that day in November. Good afternoon. Today is certainly a busy day. We have the coronation of King Charles, 149th running the Kentucky Derby, and on a slightly larger scale, the Cambridge Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Congrats to all the 2023 inductees, and a special thank you to the Hall of Fame for everything you do to support the rich history and tradition of Cambridge sports. I feel very fortunate that I have a connection with each one of the inductees this year. Ernie and Mark coached my daughter Taylor in speed skating for 11 years. You guys are the best. Brian Little. My son started a moving company called Big League Movers. I helped out on one of his first moves, who just happened to be Brian Little. When we got to the truck after the move, I said to Jackson, "Do you realize who that was we just moved?" He didn't. Ron Campbell lived beside my best friend and former Jacob Hespeler coach, Mark Hatt. We built a fence between the two properties. I swam for the Aquajets 48 years ago. Lindsay and Leslie Carson, through your dad and husband John, I was fortunate enough to help out with the Cambridge Mile. Lee Hobson, cycling home one day, I was passed on the Grand River Trail. Never a good feeling. She let me catch up and we rode together. Very kind of her to dial back her speed. Cambridge Cubs, Coach Chad McVeigh taught and coached football at Jacob Hespeler. Players Mark Rogers and Ryan Brent were students of mine. Coach Brian Cole is a lifelong friend. Which brings me to the 2018 Jacob Hespeler Central Bowl champs. At the start of each season, we make a commitment under the tree planted in Mark Hatt's memory to still be playing football when there are no leaves on the tree and there's snow on the ground. We want to still be playing when only the best teams in Ontario and Canada are still competing. Having been to the OFSA final for 2 consecutive years, both unsuccessful, expectations were very high for this team. This team's greatest strength was it didn't have any weaknesses. Our defensive line featured national bobsledder Josh Gilpin. It was fast and intimidating, had a combined weight of over 1,000 pounds. Linebackers and DBs led by Josh Stevenson and Logan Hall played sideline to sideline and swarmed opposing ball carriers in number. This defense only gave up 30 points in 10 games and pitched a shutout in the Central Bowl. This group was led by current head coach and Grey Cup champion Anthony Magicomo. His comment was, "Man, we were loaded." Our offense featured an outstanding receiving core led by Quinn Robertson. Dual threat running backs, Alex Harmon and Xavier Panetta. The best group on any football team is the O-linemen. These guys were all business. Quarterback Joel Watson flew the plane. He was our pilot. The offense was creative, dynamic, and explosive. Each Sunday, the game plan was sent out. At our lunch meeting on Monday, it was installed and loaded. These guys were committed to getting better and being under the tree in late November. A little bit about our business trip to Ottawa to play in the 2018 Central Bowl. Have you ever been part of something that just went perfectly? Our bus left 3 minutes early, showing our players' commitment to excellence and being on time. It's the little things. When we arrived in the nation's capital, we were greeted by Darren Stevenson of 519 Sportsline, who had surprised the boys by making the trip. Ottawa head coach Jamie Brise had arranged for one of his former players and CFL Most Outstanding Rookie, Lewis Ward, to speak to our team. We also had a very energetic last practice in the GG's Dome. We were confident that hay was in the barn. There was nothing left to do but play the game. We scripted the first 15 plays. The defense caused a turnover early and we scored on our first play from scrimmage. This team featured many fifth-year players. One of the things I'm most proud of is some of the personal life victories these players experienced during their high school years. From our bus driver to the hotel and restaurant staff commenting on how mature and what a great group of young men these Hawks were was very rewarding to hear. Lastly, thank you to our outstanding coaches and managers, Anthony Magicomo, Dave Stoddard, Phil Edwardy, Jason Bertrand, Nico Moreno-Barber, Josh Perry, Ella Harvey, and Mackenzie Wilson. Finding that balance between having fun and demanding a high standard of excellence on a daily basis is something you achieve admirably. When you teach and coach at the same school for 30 years, you become part of a large family, and it's great to be back together with this family again. Cheers, go Hawks.
Congratulations, everyone. Let's give a really big ovation to all of our 2023 Cambridge Sports Hall